I'm not too sure there is another police bike that's as cool as this one. What's up, guys? I'm Isaac at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, and today we have your pre-owned bike of the week, which is this 2009 Harley-Davidson FLHTP. So this is former cop bike, police bike, cruising the streets, out on patrol, but now more of a performance bagger setup, and this set up to tear up the streets that it once used to patrol. And this is a gorgeous color. I mean, it is white and black, but the big thing I'm looking at here is that painted frame. So that white on the frame with that whitish, almost a cream with a little bit of stripe there, and and with the aftermarket side covers. I mean, this is a really nice put-together bike. Excuse me, lots of cool parts on this. You do have T-bars, so you don't really have much in the way of infotainment there. It's just the T-bars and a Batwing fairing and the essentials you need to get on down the road. Now, this is a 2009, so if you're familiar with 2009 Street Glides, you probably know that they're the... Now we have the easy open bags, and we know why those are called the easy open bags. But this one actually has the dial on, so you can just untwist and lift up. So definitely one of the easiest ways to open and close these bags from that era for sure. Now on this side, check this out. So you're rocking quite a bit of motor work going on in here, and you do. And just looking down, you do have your little pressure gauge you can check down there, and have your feet enjoying these lovely Thrash and Supply massive floorboards. It's gonna sound fantastic because you've got a twin cam going into a 2-to-1 stainless exhaust, so it's gonna be looking good and sounding nice. And you'll notice tucked up in here, we got some Ohlins in the rear. So this is a really well set up machine. It's gonna have that bagger comfort, but it's gonna have a lot of that performance bagger control. And now this is one of my favorite parts of this bike. You do have your red and blue backs to the lights, so you don't have actual red and blue lights, but you do have just kind of that still little throwback there to really lean into the cop bike design, I guess, not hiding from its roots there. So this bike does have over 36,000 miles on it. We'll go ahead and fire this thing up for you. And it does still have some of the old buttons there, but they won't really do anything right now. I mean, you got your siren there, but unless you're an officer, you can't really have that. It's almost got old Dyna shake to it. Looks good. I think it's going to be a blast. So let's go ahead and show you what this thing's all about. Oh, and of course, you can't have T-bars on a cool bike like this without the Vans grips. So, this is the second or third kind of performance street glide I've ridden lately. And I have to admit, the performance street glides are really growing on me. Just because I really haven't ridden many of them. Most of the bikes that have really been set up for performance, that sounds good. Most of the bikes I've ridden that have really been set up for performance, they've all been road glides, and that just seems to be the direction a lot of folks have been in. So all the street glides I've ridden, they've just been set up for just your basic standard cruising, which of course nothing wrong with that, but to each their own flavor. But hopping on one of these street glides that are set up a little more for performance is really just kind of leaned into and really shown what all these street glides can do, and just how nice it is having a bagger that's dialed in, and you still get to rock that iconic classic look of that Batwing fairing. This bike's smooth. Wow. Quick too. You want torque? This thing's got torque. Don't push it too far, too hard, because looks like the road's got salted a little bit. So I'm not gonna push this turn too good. Said nothing about the straight though. That's torque right there. Just rolling in it, 6th gear, and just got that power ready to roll. So we're cruising right here at 70 miles an hour. The nice part about this older style is it does have the little icon there to let you know you are in your 6th gear. Now, one of the big things that I have noticed about this is that you don't have your traditional, or you don't have your modern cruise control. The only cruise control you're going to have is going to be that throttle lock. So that is probably the biggest downside to this bagger, but you just lock the throttle if you gotta. Just lock the throttle up and you'll be set. So you can throw a cramp buster on, super easy, good to go. But like I was saying about, really seeing what a street glide can do, I feel like that's it. It has been very fun to see more street glides just on this performance theme. I hate to say theme, design, vision. And so I think that's why we have bikes like what we were just shooting pictures of today, and that's the 26 CVO Street Glide ST. So it made sense to kind of roll out with the road glide first, just with people really focused on the bagger racing and all the bagger racing involving road glides now. But in those early years, I mean, you did see some street glides rolling out there. I think our big sponsor, they're the team that we enjoy sponsoring, the Mad Monkey. I want to say they started out with on the street glide, being some of the OGs in that racing class. But it's just really cool to see that street glide getting some more love now. Hate to say stretch your legs, but I guess stretch the bat wing out a little bit, Stretch your wings out on the bat wing. Got a fuel gauge, that's huge. Kind of vital for a bagger, at least, though. Everything's tucked up here like so neatly. I mean, so not a lot of extra room there, not really much more than you need. You've got just enough clearance for your mirrors on this little windshield. But it's nice having everything kind of right here. This bike is 10 times cooler now just because of the painted white frame, I will admit. Because that's just such a... It's just something you really don't see a whole lot. I mean, most of the time you saw it was on those... was on a CVO. So that was pretty much the only time you saw any frame that wasn't... or any colored frame that had some extra color to it. And the white matching on here with everything else just ties this whole bike together. So rear suspension can definitely good rear suspension paired with the right seat can definitely do a lot for your ride right there. Heat management, pretty good. It's a little bit cool today, and can definitely feel a little bit of heat off that stainless, but riding, I don't really notice it at all. Just when you got your leg right next to it. But it's not bad at all. Yeah, man, it feels like pushing this thing, I bet, is an absolute blast. Pushing any bike can be a blast, but when it's a bike that's set up for it, whew, it's gonna be fun. It's always nice to get a little extra echo there. Also, this bike is old enough that it does not utilize a key fob, so your only options for keys on this thing are going to be for locking things, like most keys are. So essentially what I'm saying is there's no key fob to leave in your jacket. Well, I guess you can just leave it in your jacket, but you could also just leave this bike unlocked all the time. So what that looks like is, so right now, for example, I can just turn the bike off and then just leave the ignition there, which stays there, but I can just leave the ignition unlocked if I want to. Whereas if I'm parking somewhere it's a little bit sketchy, I can lock the ignition up, so that way somebody can't turn that dial. Same thing with the bags, essentially. I've got a lock on the back of them there. So, I don't know if you guys have seen any pictures of the new road glides, or at least the new police bike models, but they all look good. I know we were riding through Milwaukee and we saw some Pan Americas that had been set up for, specifically for the police up there, and it looked pretty impressive. And then I think I've seen some pictures of some new road glides that have been decked out with the police package there. So it's pretty cool to see. Kind of how the tech's changed and everything, and kept up with the bikes we have now here. A little block circle. Yeah, so essentially, big things to note about this bike is that it is quick, it's nimble, and it's a Harley-Davidson bagger. So essentially a street glide, maybe closer to the Electra glide standard. But it's a street glide. It's closest to a street glide, but it's also kind of a bare bones street glide. Bare bones, but with a lot of great features. So I'm sure this bike has seen a lot of neat places, and it's looking to see a few more, I think. Yeah, so this thing's a lot of fun. If you're looking for a street glide type of Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and really want a bike that's going to stand out, and you do like the twin cam, but you want to really make sure you got something rowdy, then this is you right here. So, as always, thank you guys for riding along with us as we whip it on back to Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson. And if you want to know more about this 2009 Harley-Davidson FLHTP, then come and see us here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson. So, in the meantime, ride safe, and we hope to see you out here sometime soon.